Hey guys, welcome back to the Pancake Spy. Welcome back to probably my final tier list. I'm probably not going to do another one. As you can see, I'm going to do every lightsaber duel ever, including the animated shows and movies. I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and I'm a huge fan of lightsaber duels. So, let's begin. Starting with Vader vs. Obi-Wan, A New Hope, Death Star duel. I don't know whether they're talking about the new remade duel that they did, or the original fight. Based on the picture, I'm going to say it's the redo, but I'm going to say it's kind of the original. I believe the redo was done very well. And just for nostalgic purposes, I put it in A. Next is a fight from the Clone Wars, Darth Sidious versus both Darth Maul and Savage Opress. This was a good duel. So basically, Darth Maul took over Mandalore and started doing a bunch of BS. Sidious, or Palpatine, just was like, nope, not going to let this go through. Jumped in. And the best part about this fight scene was how stupid it made Darth Maul look. Palpatine just jumped in there, whipped their behinds, and he wasn't even trying. And that was and then when Maul put on his try-hard pants, and Sidious actually backed up for a second, and then he just got back up and beat the crap out of Darth Maul. I love watching Sidious bully people, and this is the best example. So it's an A+ duel. Next is another duel from the Clone Wars, Anakin vs. Count Dooku. Anakin had 7 fights with Dooku in the show, and this was his duel on Naboo. When Palpatine kind of set up a fight between them on Naboo. This was actually a really good one-on-one duel. This was actually one of my favorite one-on-one duels. As it showed, at this point, they were kind of on par. Even when Anakin embraced the dark side, they were on par. In Revenge of the Sith, Dooku was weak, or he was, not as powerful when Anakin embraced the dark side. But in this, when Anakin did embrace the dark side, he could hold up. I thought this was a good duel, except Obi-Wan had to get in the way. And it was actually not one of it. I'll put it at a B. Good duel. Next up was Ezra Bridger and Kanan Jarrus versus the Grand Inquisitor in the Season 1 Rebels finale. This was a good duel. Starts out as Kanan versus the Inquisitor, then Ezra gets in. Ezra's nearly killed, and then Kanan jumps in and wrecks the Inquisitor's day. This fight had good action, humor, and character development all in one. And just with a great send-off to Rebels. Season 1. Next we have Anakin and Obi-Wan versus Count Dooku in Revenge of the Sith. This was a decent duel. It showed that Obi-Wan was kind of going down in power as Anakin was growing, and that Dooku was actually a pretty good threat. But it still showed that Anakin was getting stronger. So, I'd put it at a B, because it was still pretty good. Next, we have Qui-Gon and Darth Maul's duel on Tatooine. I did not like this battle. Compared to the other duels, it gets a D. This battle was almost somewhat pointless. It was just a cool action sequence, and it was we don't need this. We don't need it. Well, we did kind of need it so Qui-Gon would know there was a Sith. But at the same time, it was all they really came for is Anakin. If Darth Maul just came back on Naboo and they had that duel, that would have been a worth it battle. But that one isn't. Next up, we had Obi-Wan versus Darth Maul and Savage Opress in the Clone Wars. This fight was cool. Again, it showed Obi-Wan bullying Darth Maul and Savage Opress. But it pales in comparison to Palpatine bullying. So, it gets a C. Actually, it probably gets a B, because it's actually really good compared to the other duels. So, Next, we're going to put the original fight with the Obi-Wan versus Vader. So, we already did the remake, which is pretty high up. Unfortunately, I'm going to put it an F. Not because I don't like this duel, but just because compared to the other duels, it's just not good. It's a great duel, but compared to the other ones, it's bad. Next, we have Darth Maul versus Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan. This is an A+ fight. This is one of the most iconic lightsaber battles in all of Star Wars. Of course, I'm giving it an A+. Obi-Wan versus Count Dooku. Like, I'm putting this as a D. It was a good duel, but there was some crappy dialogue. Though I did like seeing Dooku just wreck Kenobi's day. But still, it's like, what even was this duel? Next, we have Kylo Ren versus Luke on Crate. What even was that fight? Honestly, what even was that fight? They were just standing and dodging each other. The same for this duel between the Inquisitors. It was like they just blade locked, and that was it. And that was just bad. Next, we have Yoda versus Darth Sidious. This was a good duel. Most of the duel was actually a force battle. And, yeah. You know, it was just a good duel, but the force battle, it was like, it's average. Luke versus Darth Vader in The Empire Strikes Back, A+. This is an A+ duel. If you want to talk iconic Star Wars fights, you're going to talk about this one and this one. Anakin versus Obi-Wan on Mustafar. And, of course, the Darth Maul fight. Yeah, speaking on the Mustafar duel, that is just one of the most iconic duels ever. That is just, in my opinion, that's one of the best duels of all time. If not the best duel of all time. Luke versus Vader, getting back to that, that just shows how powerful Vader is and how young Luke is. Best plot twist in movie history that honestly just can't be remade. I'm sorry, but it just can't be remade. So, Ahsoka versus Grievous in the Clone Wars. You know what? I hate this duel. I hate it because it makes both Grievous and Ahsoka look pitiful. Yeah, Grievous wrecked Ahsoka, but it actually gave him, like, struggle. I don't know if you've read the expanded universe, but Grievous should have been able to one-shot Tano, especially in her state. The duel itself was crap. I don't even, like, this is an F duel. I'm sorry, but that is an F duel. Next is Anakin versus Dooku. What even was this fight? They were just, like, swinging their blades around, and that was, like, it. And then Anakin got his hand cut off. If Anakin and Obi-Wan just took Dooku together instead of more Anakin whining, and they just got wrecked working together, then maybe I would put that duel higher. So, next up is another duel from the Clone Wars. Anakin and Obi-Wan versus Dooku. We don't need this fight. They kept pinning Anakin and Obi-Wan against Dooku in the Clone Wars. We didn't need it. Anakin's line in Revenge of the Sith, "My powers have doubled since the last time we met, Count," is meant to see that he's grown in power since Attack of the Clones, not since last week. And that is why I'm not a big fan of the Clone Wars, is because it messes with the Star Wars continuity. Even the movies are messed up by the show. But the duel itself, I give it an F. It's like everybody's on par with each other. No, they're not. Dooku was way higher against Kenobi. And so, okay, let's make Obi-Wan look really crappy, because he's going to lose next week. No. Just no. The only reason he lost is because Dooku had specific reasons and tactics Sidious gave him to beat Kenobi. He didn't have a plan, and Kenobi was not weak. I'm sorry, I'm hating on the Clone Wars and this duel, so I'm gonna move on. Next up, we have Rey and Kylo versus Rey and Finn versus Kylo. I give this a D. This was definitely not the best martial, but it's a good duel. Okay, sorry about that. If you hear them outside, sorry about that. But just, I am sorry. I'm getting off topic, but this duel was good. Not in a martial, but it shows like the newcomers how they kind of like pit themselves against. So they're good. Mace versus Palpatine. I would put this at an A. Actually, I would also... Nah. Mace versus Palpatine was actually pretty good. You know? We kind of see Palpatine's raw power, as well as Mace's. Or we had seen him in the arena, but that was it. Now we actually see him go. Luke versus Vader in Return of the Jedi. Okay, this is hard. I don't know whether to put him at A+ or just A. That's actually really difficult. But I'm going to put it in A+. As I see this duel as just an icon of Star Wars. Similar to the Cloud City fight. Plus Return of the Jedi is my favorite movie. Obi-Wan versus Darth Maul. I actually really like this one-on-one duel. I like seeing it. I'm going to put it at a B because I just like it. It's just so fun to watch every time. The moves, the sword play, it's great. Darth Maul versus Obi-Wan and Florum. I don't know if they have the Savage Opress fight. No, I don't think they do. So I think it means both of them. Sorry, I gotta get back to it. This was an okay duel. I wish we just got more. So, okay, now we got Finn versus... I'm gonna give it an F, because, like, Finn shouldn't have been able to hold up, and I wanted more out of Kylo in this duel. The Rey fight, it was a little different, and yes, it's because she's a Mary Sue, but at the same time, it's like, she kind of, like, caught him off guard. He was already injured and stuff. So, we got Yoda versus Dooku. I'm gonna give this an A. You know what? I'm gonna give it an A. Yes, Yoda fought like a pinball machine, but it's still kind of a good duel. You know, shows how dangerous Dooku's gonna be for the villains for the next 5 minutes of the next movie. And then we had Yoda, and we actually saw him with a lightsaber, so that was cool. Obi-Wan versus Grievous, it's a C. I like watching Obi-Wan beat the crap out of Grievous. That's why I think the Clone Wars now makes more sense. But I like the EU version because it makes Obi-Wan just look so much more powerful. That's what I like. Alright, next we have Ahsoka versus Grievous, the original fight. What even was? That was just bad. That was just a bad duel. Ahsoka versus Vader from Star Wars Rebels. A+. That's the most iconic fight in both Clone Wars and Rebels, tied. Kanan and Ezra versus Vader, that's an A duel. Just watching Vader wreck our new heroes is just fun. I love just watching Vader beat people in general. Kit Fisto versus Grievous, I like both characters. Anakin versus Dooku, this was another B duel. No, just on Tatooine. It was a good duel, but not my favorite. Kanan versus the Grand Inquisitor. Again, I feel like it just had a lot of crappy dialogue, but it was a good duel. Rey and Kylo versus the Guards. Definitely a duel. Obi-Wan versus Ventress. Again, made Ventress and Kenobi look crappy. And Kylo and Luke, again, they're going together, so... There we have it for the A+ duels. Palpatine versus Maul and Savage. Maul versus Kenobi and Qui-Gon. Ahsoka vs. Vader, Luke vs. Vader, Luke vs. Vader, and Anakin vs. Obi-Wan. For A duels, the remake of Obi-Wan vs. Vader, Kit Fisto vs. General Grievous, Count Dooku vs. Yoda, Kanan and Ezra vs. Darth Vader, Rey and Kylo vs. Snoke's guards, Mace vs. Palpatine, and Kanan and Ezra vs. the Grand Inquisitor. For B duels, Anakin vs. Dooku, Maul vs. Kenobi, Anakin vs. Dooku again, Kenobi vs. Maul and Savage, and Obi-Wan and Anakin vs. Dooku. C duels, we have Yoda vs. Palpatine, Obi-Wan vs. Grievous, Obi-Wan vs. Ventress, Kanan vs. the Inquisitor, and Maul vs. Kenobi. For D, we have Maul vs. Qui-Gon, Rey vs. Kylo, and Obi-Wan vs. Dooku. For F, we have Obi-Wan vs. Vader, the original, Anakin and Obi-Wan vs. Dooku, Kylo vs. Finn, and Ahsoka vs. Grievous. And for just what even are these duels, we have Ahsoka, Maul, and Kanan vs. the Inquisitors, Anakin vs. Dooku, Ahsoka vs. Grievous, and Luke vs. Kylo. So that was my list, guys. If you'd put fights different, tell me in the comments. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.